Good morning, everyone. So, for our third unit, uh, the coverage will be all about the basics of Photoshop CS6. So, in this module, this is module 15, and at the end of this module, so we are going to identify the basic parts and functions of the Photoshop CS6 workspace, recognize the difference between raster and your vector images, navigate and customize Photoshop workspace effectively, use the toolbar and apply basic selection tools for image editing, perform basic photo adjustments such as cropping, resizing, color correction, apply adjustment layers to modify brightness, contrast, exposure, and color, utilize brush, clone, and patch tools to basic retouching and image repair. And we are also going to understand the image resolution, compression, and file format options. And also you are going to save and export images using appropriate file types and quality settings. And lastly, demonstrate creativity and accuracy in editing and enhancing digital images using Photoshop CS6. So basically, in this lesson, so we are going to know the basic of Photoshop CS6. So if you are going to pursue careers regarding editing, multi-image editing, and arts. So one of the most common applications they use is your Photoshop CS6 as your basic tool. So you are going to familiarize the different tools. That is only the basic tools that in order to edit images. So Adobe Photoshop CS6 is one of the most powerful and widely used software applications for image editing, graphic design, and photo enhancement. So in today's digital world, understanding how to use Photoshop has become an essential skill not only for designers but also for students who want to creatively express ideas through visual media. This module introduces learners to basic concepts and tools of Photoshop, focusing on its workspace, navigation, and fundamental image editing techniques. And also students will explore how raster and vector images differ, how to use the toolbar, and how to make precise selection to enhance and manipulate digital images. So basically, you are going to have an activity wherein you are going to edit images. So yung usual kasi na nangyayari ngayon is that pwede tayo generate through AI applications. Pero mas maganda pa rin kapag marunong talaga tayo, yung tayo mismo yung mag-edit ng mga designs na sariling atin, di ba? For example, you are going to swap the faces of two person. So yung mukha ng isa, ipapalit mo doon sa mukha naman ng isa. So pwede natin magawa yan through Photoshop. And also yung mga GIF images, yung mga gumagalaw na mga images, pwede rin natin yon magawa sa Photoshop CS6. So, and then also, yung mga usual na designs ngayon, for example, if you're a player, so meron kayong gustong gawin na isang jersey design, so pwede nyo rin yung magawa through your Photoshop CS6. So later on, magkakaroon tayo ng activity regarding that in our computer lab. So we have your raster and vector versus your vector. So what are the difference between when we say raster images or vector images. So when working with graphics, it is helpful to understand the difference between raster images, such as the ones you may work with in Photoshop, and vector images like the ones you might make in InDesign or Illustrator. The difference between the two types lies on how computer saves the image. So what is an raster graphics or images? So raster graphics or images, also called your bitmaps, are saved by having the computer make note of the individual pixel that make up drawing or photo. So when they are printed, pixels are translated into dots of ink. Because of computer saves the pixels of the image, it will only print well in the exact size it was originally made of or smaller. To shrink a raster image, the computer simply gets rid of the pixel at regular intervals to make the overall picture smaller. So in short, when we say raster images, ito yung kind of images which if we are going to print it out, meron tayong makikitang parang blurry part doon sa image na yon. So that is an example of raster images. So if you try to make raster image larger than 100% of the original size, the computer moves the pixels further apart and is forced to fill in extra pixels. So if you're going to notice, kapag meron tayong mga images na dina-download and then we want that image zoom in yung pagka-print, and then yung nagiging result is that meron siyang parang blurry na part doon sa images natin. Kasi yun yung nangyayari doon sa isang raster image. Kapag ginawa mo siyang in full print, parang zoom in natin, nagkakaroon siya ng blurry part. That is why hindi high quality yung print out ng images natin. And then on the other part, so we have your vector images or graphics. So vector graphics or images, on the other hand, are saved by having computer remember the steps for how to redraw the graphic. So the computer saves the start point for each line, so its length, direction, color, and any curvature or angle that it might have. So it also saves what color to fill shapes. So because the computer hasn't saved the actual image, but instead has saved only the instructions for how to draw it, it can easily redraw it larger or smaller without any loss of quality. So it simply makes all of the lines and shapes bigger or smaller in proportion to what they were originally. So it means that vector images print smoothly and sharply without any pixelation or fuzziness at any size, even as large as a poster or billboard. So yun. So ito namang si vector images or graphics natin. Ito daw yung kind of images wherein if we are going to print it out, as is lang siya. So kahit i-zoom in pa natin yung pag-print out natin doon, what we see is what we get. Yung mangyayari lang, let's say for example, yung image niya is maliit. So yung mangyayari lang, parang uunat lang siya. So, pero hindi siya pixelated. So walang fuzziness tayo makikita, walang blurry na part doon sa image na yon. At is lang siya. Kahit maliit man yung pagka-print or malaki or i-zoom in natin yung pagka-print natin, i-full zoom in natin yung print. So just like in this example, So, meron tayong raster image. So, ito yung example ng raster image natin. So, if we are going to zoom it in, so i-zoom in natin yan. So, ito yung blurry part. So, that is raster. Pero ito naman, kay vector image. So, what we see is what we get. So, kahit i-zoom in pa natin siya, so, malinaw pa rin yung makikita natin na itsura ng mga lines niya. So, that is the difference between your raster and your vector images. So, here, I have an example video wherein it shows kung paano ba talaga or ano yung pagkakaiba ng dalawa. Sila ng vector and your raster images. And also, kung saan din usual ginagamit itong mga images na ito.
Hello design friends, and welcome to our new video. Today we're going to show you the differences between vector and raster graphics. Let's start with a quick explanation of raster graphics. They are made of millions of colored picture points. You may know them as pixels. Vector graphics are made of anchor points, which are defined by coordinates and mathematical formulas. Through paths, these anchor points can then be connected, rounded, and colored in. Let's look at some examples to see what that means. Because raster graphics have a limited amount of pixels, they become blurry when scaled up in size, whereas vector graphics are mathematically recalculated and scaling won't affect their quality. However, when we scale the graphics down, they both look good. And there's also a difference in file size. Take this flag for an example. The vector graphic has a file size of 152 kilobytes and consists of 2 elements. The raster graphic is 2.7 megabytes and consists of almost 200,000 pixels. When scaling the flag up in size, the file of the raster graphic also increases in size, proportional to its number of pixels. The vector graphic file, on the other hand, stays the same. So now that we know the differences, when do we use what? Raster graphics are used for almost everything, but it's best to use them for detailed images, whereas vector graphics are used for less detailed images such as logos, text, and illustrations. Raster graphics are created by us every single day. Every time you take a picture, save a JPEG file on your computer, or screenshot a certain snap on your phone, you create a raster graphic. With vector graphics, it's a little bit more complicated. Every anchor of every object has to be placed individually in a vector program. Both raster and vector graphics can be converted into the other file. Although converting a vector graphic is a lot easier because the computer can simply render a graphic as pixels. The raster graphic, on the other hand, has to be retraced with paths, and the outcome is often different to the original. The paths can also be created with an image tracing tool. The results of that can be either detailed, rough, or rather interesting. And that is it. Now you know the difference between a vector and a raster graphic. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more. Have a lovely day.
So yun, so that is the difference ng isang vector and raster images. So when it comes to quality, mas malinaw yung vector images kaysa sa tinatawag na raster images. And when it comes naman sa file size, so ang isang raster image kapag zoom in natin, nilalakihan natin yung pag-print, nagbabago rin yung kanyang file size. Pero kapag ang isang vector images, maliit man siya, or i-zoom in natin yung pagka-print natin, lakihan natin yung pagka-save natin, it stays the same. So that is the raster and your vector images. So next we have the workspace. So we are going to study the workspace that we are going to deal within our Photoshop CS6. So on both Mac OS X and Windows, Photoshop uses a combination of different Windows toolbars and panels that together form the workspace. So if you are familiar with other Creative Suite application like InDesign, so it will look familiar. So the workspace is highly customizable by dragging the different elements around the screen. You can even dock panels together or dock them on the edges of the screen. So you can save your favorite workspace arrangement and switch between them in the windows, and then go to workspace and then menu. So Adobe provides several pre-made workspace in the Windows workspace menu and essentials default. So that is default workspace that is shown below. So the essential default workspace is fine starting place and makes available most tools we will use in this reference guide. So we have here, this is the workspace that we are going to work on in our Adobe Photoshop CS6. So as an example here, so ito siya. So ito yung workspace natin. So I'm going to create file. It's a new file. So ito yung workspace na meron tayo within our Photoshop CS6. So we have your tabs. So yung tabs natin makikita, ito siya. So if you are going to create files, so magkakaroon tayo ng mga tabs dyan sa taas ng ating workspace. So this is your tabs. And then your control bar. So we have here, so meron tayong width, the height. So pwede rin natin yung pixel, pwede natin ma-adjust. So this is your control bar. So later on, i-apply natin yan sa activities natin. So we have to be familiarized muna kung ano yung mga part na yan sa workspace natin. And then we have the application frame. So application frame, so basically ito siya, yung frame natin. So this is our application frame natin. Flyout panels. So flyout panels, so ito. So pwede mo siyang, dun sa history, dito na di-display yung mga ginawa natin. Let's say for example, meron kang isang part na hindi mo nagustuhan, so pwede mo siyang i-delete dyan sa history para lang mabalik, ma-revert doon sa actual, sa original na state na gusto natin. And then we have your panels. So ito, we have your layers. So later on, may colors din dyan. So meron din dito. So this is your panels. And then your document. So itong white space, so here, this is where we are going to work on our activity. So dito tayo maglalagay ng mga images, mag-edit tayo. So dyan sa white space na yan. And then we have your toolbar. So on this left side naman, so this is yung mga toolbars na usual na gagamitin natin. Marami pa yan, pero ito yung mga basic na ginagamit natin sa toolbar natin. And then, toolbar basics. So we have here, ito yung mga pangalan nila. So we have so the toolbar provides all the key tools for working with images in Photoshop. So we have here an example images na nandyan. So ito siya. So ito yung tinatawag na, so we have switch to column bar. So ito siya. So if you are going to click that, so one column bar. So makikita nyo, naka one column lang. Or kung medyo gusto nyong makatipid ng space, pwede nating i-two column bar. So naging two column na siya. And then we have your move tool. Move tool natin. So itong parang plus. So let's say for example, maglalagay tayo ng image dyan. Ito ilalagay ko dito. So itong move tool natin, ito yung ginagamit. So move the currently selected part. So ginagamit siya para ma-move yung images na meron tayo. So yan. So pwede natin siyang i-move. And then next, we have your marquee. So we have marquee selection. So select specifically shape part of an image. So, meron tayong rectangle, ellipse, single row of pixel. So, if you're going to locate that, so nandito si marquee. So, meron kayong makikita dyan na parang line pa. So, pwede kayong select pa dyan. So, meron rectangular, elliptical, single row, single column. So, kung kapag rectangle, so yung selection natin is rectangle. And then, kapag yung sinelect naman natin is elliptical, so, ganun naman siya, yung selection. Same goes with single row and single column na ano natin. So, that is your marquee tool. And then, we have your lasso. So, lasso selection. So, select a part of an image by dragging around it. So, we have an example of polygonal lasso and your magnetic lasso. So, select polygon shape area. And then, kapag magnetic naman, selection snaps to nearby edges. So, ano yung pagkakaiba ng lasso? Ito yung lasso natin. So, we have, yung currently naka-select is that magnetic lasso. So, if you're going to have a magnetic lasso, so, para mas makita. So, yung gagawin niya automatically, isa-select niya yung part na magkakapareho. So, just like that. So, yan. So, sineselect niya yung lahat ng the same color. So, that is magnetic lasso. So, automatically mag-magnet siya by its name. So, that is magnetic lasso. And then, yung isa namang part, yung isang lasso natin is what we call your polygonal lasso. Let's say for example, yung image na meron kayo is parang meron siyang shades or polygons. So let's say for example, itong si rectangle, ito yung gusto mong i-delete. So yan. So pwede mo siyang ganyan. Para mas madali. So i-delete natin. So yan na siya. Na-delete na siya. Kasi if you are, kung magdi-delete kayo ng may images pero polygon naman siya, mas maganda ang gamitin yung polygon lasso. Pero kapag images na medyo hindi siya nag-perform ng polygons or meron mga curves, so much better gamitin natin yung magnetic na lasso natin. And then meron pang isa. So this is a lasso tool. So, yung lasso tool naman, ano naman yung lasso tool? So, paano naman nagagamit yung lasso tool? So, yung lasso tool, ikaw mismo yung magse-select. So, let's say for example, ito gusto mong i-select. So, wala ka nang kinakailangan pang i-ano. So, or itong part na to gusto mo siyang i-delete. So, that is a lasso tool. So, yun yung pinagkaiba ng tatlo. So, we have lasso tool, polygon lasso, and then yung magnetic na lasso natin. So, yun yung pagkakaiba ng tatlo. So, next, we have your quick selection tool. So, ito naman si quick selection tool. So, nandito siya. So, ano yung gamit niya? So, let's say, yan. So, basically, gusto natin ma-select yung part ng mas madali. So, let's say ito. So, letter V. So, instead of selecting it manually ng one by one, so, pwede natin magamit yung quick selection tool natin para ma-select agad yung letter V na yun na gusto natin ma-select. And then, another one, we have here your magic wand. So, ito namang si magic wand, ano naman gamit? So, same din. Let's say for example, lahat na mayroong kulay na black. So, isa-select niya lahat. So, that is magic wand. So, magic. So, next, we have your crop tool. So, yung crop tool naman, so, ginagamit natin pag crop ng images natin. So, that is your crop tool. And then, Next, we have the eyedropper tool. So, picks up the color of pixel you click. So, let's say ito yung eyedropper. So, ito. So, meaning, that is color black. Ito naman, white. Then, ito purple, green. So, pinipick up niya kung ano yung color na meron siya. So, if you have noticed, nagbabago rin dito. So, let's say for example, pinick up natin yung black. So, nagiging black rin dito. Purple, so black rin dyan. Pag green, so green din dito. So, that is eyedropper tool natin. And then, color sampler tool naman. So, ganun din siya. Color sampler. So, sineselect din niya yung mga colors na sineselect natin. And then, spot healing brush tool. Healing brush tool, patch tool. So, content aware, move tool, and red eye tool. So, itong spot healing brush tool, so fix or remove automatically. And then, yung healing brush tool naman, fix or remove by sampling a design area natin. So, ito naman siya, yung parang merong band-aid. So, that is your spot healing brush tool. So, basically, diba kapag nasusugatan tayo, yung kadalasan ginagamit natin, nilalagyan natin siya ng band-aid para gumaling or hindi na magdugo. Pero ganun din sa isang images. So pero parang naglalagay tayo ng band-aid sa isang images para hindi siya masyadong maging pangit or maging maganda yung kinalabasan ng image. So yun yung use ng isang spot healing brush tool. And also meron tayong dito yung content aware move tool. So move a selection or filling behind. So itong si content aware move tool natin, so later on ito yung gagamitin natin sa pag design ng sarili nating jersey design kung gusto ninyo. So ito sa third quarter continuation natin. And then brush tool, pencil tool, color replacement tool, mixer, brush tool. So, nandun sila lahat sa isang tool na yan. Pwede mong ma-select. So, nandito. So, basically, kapag meron kang gustong i-brush, so, pwede mong select pencil, type, kung ano yung type ng brush na gusto mong gamitin. And then, we have your history brush and art history brush tool. And then, clone stamp tool and pattern stamp tool. So, yung clone stamp tool natin, ito naman, ginagamit natin, let's say, for example, ito. An example. Ito si clone stamp tool. So, para magkuklone tayo ng another copy nito. So, let's say, for example, testing natin. So, dito siya. Gusto ko i-clone siya dito sa baba. So, yun siya. Dito na yung clone stamp natin. So, that is your clone stamp tool yung gamit niya. Ito naman pattern, kapag meron kayong gustong pattern na gustong gamitin, so, pwede nyo gamitin dito. So, let's say for example, ito yung select natin. So, yung pattern na yon yung kanyang i-clone dito sa ating image. So, that is your clone pattern stamp tool. Pattern stamp tool. And then, eraser tool. So, eraser tool naman. So, kung gusto mong i-erase yung ginawa mo, so that is your eraser tool. Background eraser tool, magic eraser tool. And then, we have your gradient tool, the paint bucket tool, dodge, burn, sponge tool. So, yung dodge, lighten an area. So, ito yung dodge. Saan ka na dodge? Dito, nasaan si dodge? Hindi natin makita si dodge. Ito si dodge tool. So, kung gusto mong i-lighten up yan, so let's say, zoom natin. So, gusto mong i-lighten up yan. May nakaselect siguro. May nakaselect ba? Yan naman. And then we have your blur tool. So ginagawa niyang blurry yung images natin. Let's say for example, ganyan. So nagiging blurry siya. So kapag yung dodge tool naman, so nagla-lighten up siya. And then burn tool, yung burn tool naman, so parang sinusunog niya yung area na yun. So yan siya. So that is burn tool. And then we have your sharpen tool, smudge tool. So gagamitin rin natin yan later on. So next we have your horizontal type tool, vertical type tool. So ito namang horizontal and vertical type tool natin. So ito siya. So basically ito yung ginagamit natin to type our text. So medyo maliit. So click natin. So yan. So itong si vertical and horizontal type tool natin. So yun yung ginagamit natin para makapag-type tayo ng mga text natin. So, yan siya. So, pwede rin nyo rin siyang may iba yung shape niya. So, meron tayong makikita dito sa taas natin, sa control panel. So, we have style. And then, none. So, pwede siyang gawing arc. So, yun siya. Or, pwede nyo rin siyang bulge. Pwede ring flag style, or pwede ring fish, or pwede rin natin fish eye, so ganun. So those are the types na mga wrap text natin kung paano natin. So pwede nyo ring adjust yung mga bending, the vertical distortion, pati yung horizontal distortion nya. Pwede nyo ma-adjust. So, that is your type tool. And then, sharpen, hand tool, zoom tool. And then, ito naman. So, we have here, so, green and yellow, black color. So, itong sa green, ito yung tinatawag na foreground color natin. Parang pinaka-color doon sa taas ng images natin. And then, magkaiba rin yung magiging background color natin. So, meron tayong background, and so let's say for example, papalitan natin ng black yung background dito. Or let's say, gawin natin siyang maganda, green, pink. So, let's say yan. So, gawin natin ganyan. Then, palitan natin yung background image niya. Fill. So, select natin yung background, and then, yan. So, if we are going to select naman yung foreground, so, kinakailangan natin gumamit ng quick selection. So, let's say for example, itong si quick selection. Magic wand. Yan. Let's say for example, yan. And then, lalagyan natin siya ng, palitan natin ng blue. So, fill, and then, foreground, and then, yan. So, yun yung gamit ng dalawang ito. So, we have your foreground, and then, the background color niya. So, that is, the use of that. And then, so yun, so those are the toolbar basics. So, ito lang, kailangan nyo lang malaman kung ano yung mga gamit niya, ano yung mga itsura niya, kung paano siya gumagana. So para later on, we are going to apply this tool, itong tools na ito sa editing ng images natin.